Hey guys, how's it going? This is Kellen here for another review today. I'm looking at one from Foreign Objects Brewing. This is their Ritual Colors. Get that classic full sleeve that they do. Actually, it looks just like one of the other exact same kind of textured to the one of the other session IPAs they do. Interesting. Anyway, yeah, so this is a double IPA hopped with Vic Secret Mosaic. It's a little description on here. Hidden wisdom to deny the profane. Induction of the colors of the art. Evocation of the wisdom of the forgotten self. Pry open your mind. Pry with the colors and the symbols of your ritual significance. The psychomantium is waiting to receive your visions. Prepare with the sweet perfumes and charm of your thought form. We provide for you the aromatic expression of complex berries, overripe fruit, and heady earthen citrus from a combination of Mosaic and Vic Secret. Hop will prepare your psyche for the operation. Allow your thoughts to choose your colors and see them with illuminated intensity. Saturate and liberate and expand and generate. Well, that was pretentious. I dig it though. Yeah, these guys are out of New Paltz, I believe. Putting out some pretty consistent beers since they've been open. Definitely kind of changed their into a more New England kind of brewing style. It seems a few months after they kind of were in that process. Yeah, so Clifton Park. I'm assuming maybe that's in the New Paltz area. I'm pretty sure he's from New Paltz. Yeah, let's get into it. They always say ale with hops too. It's kind of funny. They don't call their beer beer. Let's get into it. Yep. So yeah, it comes in at that's kind of gold orange, not too hazy. Kind of looks like a one of the first second generation New England style IPAs. Pretty clean haze, maybe like a Grim IPA. Not that super muddled appearance, but definitely some haziness to it. Very nice head, about a two-finger head almost. Looks like it's sitting around for a while. Very nice. Let's get an aroma. Yeah, Mosaic for sure up front. A lot of berry, is that what it says? Kind of that earthy Mosaic dankness. Very signature kind of quality. Yeah, it actually smells kind of like not like Sip of Sunshine, but in that realm. Like there's kind of like some malty sweetness, but there's a lot of kind of fruit sweetness as well. But very candied, kind of sweet aroma. Actually, also reminiscent of a Grim IPA. Yeah, it has kind of like a sugary candy kind of smell to it, like a fruity candy for something in that realm. Yeah, maybe a little pine. Yeah, Vic Secret. It's very one of those hops that kind of presents differently the way they brew it. It doesn't. I wouldn't say I'm familiar with like its signature kind of quality or like kind of the textbook quality it brings off. To me, in some beers I've had, it tastes very. It's like more of like a zesty kind of galaxy hop. So that's kind of just how I take it. A lot of Southern Hemisphere hops. In general, regional hops are going to produce some similar qualities to some extent. So let's give it a taste. Smells good. Cheers. Yeah. Ooh. Even like kind of drinks like kind of like a Sip of Sunshine. Sweet kind of honey flavor. Yeah, like sweet orange honey. A lot more citrusy on a palate. Very kind of resinous bitterness on there too. It drinks kind of like an old school IPA in terms of how that bitterness sticks. Yeah, it's very resinous. Coats the tongue for sure. A little oily. Pretty smooth body. Yeah. Yeah, it's interesting. I've had beers from these guys that are very more like New England style, like very hazy, kind of have a yeast kind of presence in a beer. But this one's a lot more West Coast in style. Again, very resinous, oily, like a citrus kind of pine oil kind of thing going on. Yeah, Not a bad thing. I'm assuming he's going for this kind of presentation of the beer, just in terms of making it more kind of West Coasts in character. That being said, I've had a lot of really hazy kind of IPAs recently, so my palate's a little familiar or a little more adjusted to those type of beers. So maybe just tasting a little more aggressive than I would normally say it does. Yeah, pretty solid beer. Um, I'm gonna give this guy like a 90. It doesn't blow my mind. It's pretty. Yeah, again, it's pretty bitter compared to some beers I've had recently. For IPAs, and that's a good thing. I mean, again, it's sometimes when you're so used to drinking these like juice bomb IPAs, that minimalized bitterness, you kind of forget kind of the classic kind of traditional take on an IPA. So it's always good to kind of be remembered by what that's like. I would love to. I should actually do that. Some future video. I have a few of the old school IPAs. A lot of people I've noticed say like when beers after like even Sip the Sunshine. I know people are saying like, or Heady Topper are saying that beer is completely different than what was a few years ago. That might be true to some extent since they're producing more of it. They might have not as good quality control with the beer, especially Sip the Sunshine since that's out of Two Roads. It's like pretty much distributed. In multiple states on the East Coast, at least in the Northeast. But after sometimes when these small batch beers get big, they start to taste a little more commercialized, just a little more refined in flavor. So it'd be interesting. But basically, my point is, I think a lot of people, a large extent of that is related to just their palates adjusting to these newer style IPAs. So just in comparison's sake, the kind of older ways they were done. Taste a lot more aggressive with bitterness because there's really nothing else to compare it to. Those were the juice bombs of their days. But again, this is kind of reminiscent of one of those beers, kind of like, I hate to like narrow down to a time frame, but like a 2013, 2014 kind of, when that New England style IPA was starting to kind of get big. So really cool, kind of reminiscent take on that. So yeah, good stuff. 90 out of 100. Till next time, guys. Cheers.